I was 11 years old when I got introduced to fighting games. Back then, my understanding of video games was pretty slim, so seeing people fight in a fictional world interested me. My first fighting game that I had played was Mortal Kombat vs. DC, which was not a good game, might add. But today I will talk about Mortal Kombat 1 and make an analysis of it, the newest installment in Mortal Kombat franchise. The audience that MK1 is trying to appeal can be separated into three groups. These players are more into all of the fighting game genre. They all play sorts of fighting games, like Street Fighter, Tekken, Dragon Ball Fighters, Guilty Gear, Injustice, and of course Mortal Kombat. This part is self-explanatory. Some people enjoy gore in games more than others, and that's why Mortal Kombat is getting more interests. This part is a little controversial because Mortal Kombat 1 is a deep game in terms of mechanics, but looking at other fighting games like Street Fighter for example, the game is deep in mechanics, but it also requires more game knowledge than MK1. I'm saying this because I have played these two games really extensively. In Street Fighter, guessing the opponent's moves and keeping neutral, the space between players, is crucial, but in Mortal Kombat it's more laid back. But I remind that this is my opinion, so let's get into the second topic. The art direction that Mortal Kombat does change from game to game. In Mortal Kombat X, the game is more grayish. In Mortal Kombat 11, it's more vibrant. But in Mortal Kombat 1, it's more vibrant than ever. The colors pop up much more, the faces of the fighters are more lifelike, the moves that they do are more flashy, and the environment that we fight in is gorgeous. Sure, there are dark stages, but even does stages feel more alive because of the lighting. The art direction that NetherRealm Studios took is really impressive. Don't forget to mention the soundtrack of this game is really fun to listen to. In fact, the background music is the main menu music. Mortal Kombat 1 does have a cinematic story mode which took 8 to 9 hours to beat if you watch all of the cutscenes. The story itself is really good, I must say, rivaling Marvel movies in direction, cinematography, and voice acting.
It is incredible. But is it necessary?
In addition to possessing great might, the Outworlders you will face also wield great magic. The amulet levels the playing field.
The drawing inspiration from films such as Black Panther and the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings with an 80s action movie flair, it weaves an entertaining narrative filled with plenty of laughs and, of course, copious amounts of blood.
Must succeed if I'm to liberate Order Realm. I'll not let him fail.
When we play Mortal Kombat 1 for the first time, the game wants us to play through the tutorial. This is where player guidance comes into play. After the basic tutorial, the game lets us free, but in fact, the game does still have more tutorials if you want to do them. So this part is the most important part. There are tons of mechanics in the game. If you want to start from the basics, there are 8 buttons that do different actions. First one is a front punch, second one is back punch, third one is front kick, the last one is back kick. The left shoulder button is a throw button, which throws the opponent in which direction you hold, and the right trigger is our cameo button, which I'll talk about later. Lastly, we have our triggers. Left trigger does something called stance switch, and the right trigger is our block button. Like I said, let's talk about cameos. The main aspect of MK1 is that you choose a second fighter as an assist, and every cameo brings something different to the table. For example, Serena can make your combos longer. And can drain our opponent's meter. Another example, Kung Lao can throw his head down when we're doing a combo to mix the opponent. And he can teleport us behind the opponent. Everyone does something different, and there are synergies that one cameo can work with a certain character better. The game also has a combo breaker feature in which while the opponent is doing a combo on you, you can spend 3 bars of your hour meter to break the combo. Lastly, we have Fatal Blows. Fatal Blows are activated when we are down to 30% health or lower. We can use the Fatal Blow by pressing both the triggers to do really good damage. There is also a mini mechanic in the game that the game itself doesn't mention. When we successfully hit the enemy with our Fatal Blow, we can mash the face buttons to do more damage, and the enemy also can mash these buttons to make the Fatal Blow deal less damage.
Amateur.
There are a lot of more mechanics in the game, but these are the main ones. Let's get to the last point. Overall, Mortal Kombat 1 is a really fun, brutal, deep, and an astonishing looking game. It does feel like the developers put a lot of time and effort for the game to look pretty, brutal, and fun to play. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye.